game one, there's always some jitters, and can't wait to get out there and play. So it's time. I think our guys are ready to go.
Any other questions? Mark Spears in the back.
Steve, what could you expect from all three guys coming back, and also intrigued by Iguodala after his long playoff, and also Peyton with his injury?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're all available. We did a little bit of scrimmaging yesterday, and all three guys felt good this morning. So we'll see how it plays out. I think a lot of our decisions, especially here in game one, got to feel how the game is going to try to decide what combinations we need out there. But it's great to have all three guys back, and I think all three can contribute for sure.
Mark on the right.
I was wondering, what parallels do you see with this group versus the strength in numbers group from the earlier years, and what do you think went into being able to have that kind of ability?
Well, the parallels are obvious. I mean, the core group of Steph, Clay, Andre, Draymond, it's the same core, same philosophy, ball movement and defense, and so nothing's changed in terms of how we play or what we're trying to do. But the rest of the roster has turned over, obviously. So I think it's one of the things that makes it gratifying for all of us is that we've got some new additions who have really stepped up and played a big role in all this. But it's still the mainstays that are the connection for the team.
Go to the back left with our next question.
Hi, Steve. Candace Buford, Washington Post. Can you hear me okay?
Sorry, I can't hear you. There we go.
No, Candace Buford, Washington Post. There may be a school of thought that after a while the coach's voice grows cold in the locker room. Clearly that's not the case here. So why do you think in 8 years your voice still resonates, and why do you think that?
Mainly because I let the other coaches do all the coaching. I just keep my mouth shut. So they can't get tired of my voice if I stay quiet. I think we have a very agreeable group of guys that we build trust with. So it's easy to sustain a longer term arrangement where we have a lot of trust and faith and communication together. It's been a great group to work with, and I'm lucky that they still listen to me occasionally.
Another question on the left.
Hey Steve, Cam Buford, Voice of the Fans. I'd like to know your thoughts on the inspirational impact that Klay Thompson has had this season on the team versus the hunger of the new guys that try to breathe life into your team. Can you discuss that for a minute?
Yeah, that's been a big dynamic for our group is the return of Clay, confidence that he gives us. We anticipated that at the beginning of the year. I think one of the reasons we got off to a great start is because we knew Clay was coming back. We felt like we could do something special. The silver lining in his absence is that some of our young guys, particularly Jordan Poole, really took advantage of the extra playing time and developed and made huge progress. And now to have everybody together, really for the first time, once the playoffs started, I think our guys have come together and gotten better and better each round.
Go to Tim on the right.
Tim Ryan from the Associated Press. Steve, a lot's been made about how the Celtics have nobody who've been on the final stage before. You guys are people only 5 who have done it. For your guys, that this is going to be a new experience for them, have you been in their ear, or have you let the Steph, Clay, Draymond types tell them what those first 6 minutes are going to feel like today?
Yeah, we've addressed kind of the hoopla, fanfare, whatever you want to call it. Our players felt it yesterday, media day. That was unlike anything a lot of them felt. And today will be similar, just going out there. Everything feels, sort of magnified. But the whole key is when the game starts, it's just the game. So our older guys have addressed that to the younger guys, and the hope is you settle in as quickly as possible and you get yourself going.
Next question in the middle.
Steve Kerr, The Athletic. You're 21-2 in game ones in your tenure here. Do you put extra emphasis on game one? Is there some explanation you can come up with why you guys have been so good in game ones?
Still upset about the two. I dwell on those two. We've had a lot of success because we have great players and they play well together. And we don't put any extra emphasis on game ones. Game ones are usually a feeling out process, especially when you get to the finals. You don't know your opponent as well as you know your conference rivals. But the main reason for that record is we've got great players.
Question here in the middle.
Steve Elseros of San Francisco Examiner. This is kind of extension to what Tim asked you about in terms of finals experience, but just looking in this room and seeing it, the media is much bigger for the finals. It's a much bigger deal. How do you cope with that? And does it impact you at all when the whole world is watching?
It does help to have been here before, to just feel it and know what's coming. So the only thing to do is just focus on the game, and when you're away from it, try not to get too wrapped up in anything regarding the game. Read a book, watch a movie, take a walk, do something other than stare at all the media stuff.
Draymond yesterday addressed how Steph leading the way of never showing any ego with whoever it is or ever being, the superstar in the room has influenced the whole group in a way that Draymond says has helped the veterans and the young guys go through this day after day. What does that statement mean to you in terms of Steph just never being the superstar in the room?
Yeah, I've said it many times. You've heard me say it, but Steph reminds me so much of Tim Duncan. When I played with Timmy, there was the same vibe, this incredible, authentic humility and humor, joy behind the scenes, and then, frankly, a real arrogance on the floor, like I'm the best player out here. And it's the perfect kind of leader, someone who you feel comfortable with in the locker room, but somebody who you can count on to take you where you need to go on the floor. So that's what Steph possesses. It's a very rare combination of qualities, but it's what makes him special.
Final question in the middle. Steve, it's been about a month since Gary Payton broke his elbow. He talked yesterday just about how agonizing it's been to watch the postseason and not be able to play and participate. What do you think this moment is for him to actually be available for game one and get the opportunity to rejoin his teammates on the court?
Yeah, he's been working really hard. The good thing about injuring an elbow instead of a knee or an ankle is you can do all kinds of conditioning stuff while you're injured, while you're healing. And over the last few weeks, I watched him after every practice doing defensive slides and sprints, handling the ball with his offhand. And then slowly but surely he's been able to progress into left-handed layups and then short shots, and he's kind of progressed further out over the last few days. And it's inspiring to watch him work, knowing how much he wants to play and how much this means to him, given especially his journey and how much he's bounced around to get to this place. So I'm excited for him.
Thanks, Coach.